Hello guys, we have a new solver. It's a Storm HydroFX solver. It's a flip solver. And right now it's free on open beta, so you can try it. It's unlimited. You can import anything. You can export with multiple file data like USD, Alembic, PRTs. So it's ideal to export to 3ds Max, Houdini, Blender, whatever. Here will be a small introduction in how it works, because a Storm HydroFX is basically based on Storm. If you know a Storm, that is a granular solver by Sebastian Scheffer, the UI is the same. It's just that right now there is only the Hydro solver. You will go to the Storm VFX, the simulation tool website. You can see the examples that you can do with it. It's great for grains, VDBs, fire and smoke. It has an SPH solver, but now if you go to the HydroFX page, you will see that there is this open beta, and it's for everyone to try. Just click on Get a Storm HydroFX free beta. You will download the folder, you unpack it, and just go to the bin. You will have the executable file. Just double click, you don't need to install anything, and this is a Storm. To move around, with Alt, left click you rotate, Alt, middle click you pan, and Alt and right click you zoom in and out. Quite a straightforward. You want to start adding a system. We have right now a flip system, and we have here the flip system. Then you need to add a source. So clicking add source, we will add this cube. With a space, you will see that you start to simulate. Now, if you want to move the objects, you can click on the object list, or you can click here. With W, you can see here the keystrokes. You can move it around. Then with E, you can rotate it around. And with R, you can scale it. So if you use 3ds Max, this is exactly like that. Once you rotate something, the object is in local mode, as you can see. So you can move on the Z-axis. If you press M, you switch between global axis or local axis. So quite a straightforward. Then if you want to reset the simulation, it's Shift and Delete key. When you press a space again, it's starting over. While it's simulating, you can see that you can move around and you can interact with the simulation. That is pretty cool. A Storm HydroFX is using CUDA. Right now I am running this into an 3080, so you can check a little the speed. It's faster than that. I am recording at 4K, so it's slowing it a little bit. Then if you want to add a collider, you just add collider. And right now here we have this box that we can add a collider there. Let's make it bigger maybe, and maybe in one side, something like that. Let's try to make it a little interesting. Now everything is interacting, and you can see that you can move this, and the water is interacting as you are moving it. Another thing that you can do is press X to go into wireframe mode. And let's see more stuff. Let's say that, let's stop this again, Shift Delete to start over. Let's say that I want only to burn a liquid in a specific frame. Here you have all the menus, all the parameters that you have. Let's say that I want to enable this only before frame less than 10. Now, if I press space again, you will see that at frame 10, it will stop emitting. Another thing that you can do, and here, clicking left click on enabled, you can see that we can switch between the expression that we just create and the value of the expression. If you want to only emit specifically on frame 10, you can do 2 equals, enter, and then if we restart this, you can see that it's not emitting until frame 10. Cool. More stuff that we can do. Let's keep this. I didn't talk about these menus. Whenever we have a menu that is a list, you can do or Shift and click on the name, and you can see that you are circled between false and true. Another thing that you can do is press 0 for false, 1 for true. And if the list, it has multiple values, not a boolean, you can do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very fast to switch between one and the other. Another thing that you can do is right click, and right click you will see the different options that you have. So let's enable this. Let's say that we want to animate this. We can animate this in different ways. The first one will be just create some keys. With Shift double B, we are adding keys for the translation. So you will move to somewhere else. We move to another frame, Shift W again, and you can see that we create just right here an animation with these values. Another thing that you can do is do this manually. You can see here basically what this is creating. So basically you can say on frame 0, have a value of 0, and then a space, and on frame 50 has a value of 5. And with this, we are creating as well this expression. Again, we can circle with left click between the value of this expression and the expression itself. So this will be another one. You can always control click to delete a key, or you can just go into the expression mode and delete that. Let's delete all that. So Shift W will create a key for translation, Shift E for rotation, Shift R for a scale. Pretty straightforward, I think. Another thing that you can do is press Alt left click. It will create a key to wherever value you have here. So you can have one key there, then you can move to somewhere else, Alt key, and you can see that it gets red. You create another expression there. Another cool thing is that you can enter different types of math operations. For example, if you want to move this left and right constantly, you can do something like sin of the frame. And with this, you can see that this is moving left and right. If you want to slow down this, basically you will go there and you can multiply this by 0.2, and you can see that now it's moving slower. And you can see that the liquid is inheriting the velocities of this object. Right now this is moving between +1 and -1. You can do different things. Another thing that you can do is do a fit range in Houdini. In Storm will be remap. I think it's remap. If you don't remember, a very good thing is to go here on Learn. You can go to the Quick Start Guide, and you have all the keyframes that you can use. Let me try to go where we have the keyframes. We have the expressions there, and here we have the remap. The remaps a value between min and max, and remaps it's doing it smoothly. So you can use remaps. Remaps, the value that you want to use is this one, the sin, that as we said, it goes, the all value will be between -1 as minimum to 1, and the new values will be let's do between 0 and 5, close parentheses, and now we are remapping these sinus values between 0 and 5. You can use a lot of expressions. You can again go there, and on Learn you can go to Docs, and on Docs go to Expressions, and here you have some math logics. Click. Well, you can add, subtract, do different stuff. You can do conditionals, you can do logics, And internal functions, you can see all you can access. This scene value, that is what we use. We can use cosinus, tangential, random, noises, remaps, that is what we did, length, absolutes, floor. Check it out because you can do quite a lot of cool stuff. Now, going back there, let's get rid of this animation. Like that. Reset. Let's see other things that we can do with this. I think that can be interesting to, again, I will go back into the flip source on enable. Let's do that when the frame is -10. So we have this. We can add forces. So for forces, just add a force. And we have here this spherical force by default. And we have a lot of values. So we have force strength. Right now it's radial. We have radial, uniform, and away from geometry. So you can load geometry and based on the SDF, push it in or out. That can be very interesting. And you can use a spherical force, or that's the area of influence. So if you go, for example, to uniform, you can see it here. Let's push it in one direction. Right now we are only pushing whatever is inside this spherical force. So we can make this bigger and you can see how we are influencing that. And yeah, you can, for example, rotate this in real time. Let's make it bigger. Another cool thing is like you can add a turbulence. So increasing a turbulence. Let's go to 10. Let's press a space again. We are adding some turbulence. Right now it's not going inside because this is too strong. You can have no force strength, but has just some amplitude on the turbulence, and it will create this splashy simulation. Other things that we didn't talk yet, other than the force, that you have a lot of options there, is to load, change the resolution of this fluid. So if we go into the flip system, here we have all the values that you can switch. By default, we are working on this environment, this box, that you can change on the X, Y, Z and the scales here. We can visualize the parameters on the viewport. We can do color by speed, vorticity. Let's see. Droplets, full droplet, the pressure of the liquid. You can see here the pressure, but I think the speed is a pretty good one. You can change the voxel size. This is important for the resolution. So if you want more resolution, you can go to 0.5. And we can see that it obviously will be slower, but we will have way more resolution. Another thing we didn't do so far is emit foam. So with emit foam, shift click, we can emit foam, and we have different options. So when we do that, you can see that based on a speed, we have here a lifetime variance, and the foam emission amount, how many foam we are emitting, and based on the speed and based on vorticity. So you can see it's the whiter particles there. We are creating foam there. If you want to see it maybe easier to identify the foam, you can reduce the radius. So reducing the radius, the foam will try to get closer together, and you can increase the foam attraction. It will try to go more together. So you can see it there. We can increase the amount of foam emitted when this is happening. You can see now that we are getting this nice foam getting generated. From here we can define how we want to export that. We have Alembic, USD, PRT, and bin formats. and all the data that we are exporting. We're exporting velocity, color ID, emitter ID, emission position, width, vorticity, droplet, and age. So we're exporting quite a lot of data that will go with Alembic, and you can import with Alembic, you can import it in TypeFlow with the latest TypeFlow. You can import PRT with MagmaFlow, with Krakatoa, that is free now in 3ds Max. USD, you can export it almost to any other software. Right now we are not writing this data to disk. If you want to write data to disk, you need to go to File, Preference, and here you can write image while simming, and you can select wherever you want to store that, and the cache export. So if you want to cache export, you can select wherever folder all this data will be created. With this is on, it will be a little slower because it will write this data, but that's how you are doing it. More things. Right now we import one collider. If you want to import another collider that is different than a box, here you have the file path. Click on the file path. Here I have a dragon, and you will see that Storm is very fast with high resolution geometry. Here we have the dragon. With Shift X, you are turning on the wireframe of the objects, or you are turning it off. And right now we will collide with this dragon. Another cool thing that you can do right now, yeah, you can see that it's pretty fast and it's interacting with the dragon. Let me see if we can see it. Here we are. Maybe with a dragon would be difficult to visualize, but with this object here, right now we have enable collision and delete particles. You can use boxes or any geometry that you want to load. You can disable collision and then delete particles. And if we press X, you can see that wherever particle is touching this box, you are deleting it. So if you go there, we will delete these particles. So if you want to delete some specific area, you can use the colliders to do so. And that's pretty much it. Quite fast introduction about the interface of Storm Hydro, that, remember, it's free. Go to the website, you can download it for free. There is a Discord where you can interact with people. So if you go to learn, I think that you can go to community. And if you want to use Storm, to use the granular solver, the BDBs, go to the website. I will have the link in the comments. Discord, there is people talking, sharing a lot of stuff. On the learn as well, there is the random setups. And if you want to learn different random setups done with the Storm, you can download all this for free. There's pretty cool stuff going on. I forget to say that you can do clothes as well with the Storm. All types of smoke and grains. Yeah, cool stuff. And when you download Hydro, another thing that you can do is, if you go to File, it comes with the demo scenes. So you can just try to open one of those, press a space, and you can see here that we have geometry that we didn't talk about, but you can mesh the particles inside. I think that the most usual stuff is to export particles into 3ds Max, Blender, whatever, and mesh it there. Can be faster, but you can do it as well inside Storm Hydro and export the mesh. And then File, let's try another one. We have the foam. Yeah, different examples. You can see that it's all quite fast. On a 38, if you have a faster GPU, will be even faster. Let's see the last one, the flip system. Yeah, well, some basic systems that you can start and play with. I hope that you like this fast tutorial. Let me know if you want to see more about the Storm Hydro solver. That's a beta. Sebastian will keep improving it, so keep checking the website because more improvements will come over time. Thank you guys, and see you soon. Bye.